Hey, what is up, guys? It's Brendan here, and today we're going to be taking a look at 6 of the best CD accounts. We're not talking about compact discs, we're talking about certificates of deposit. So this is the best CD accounts where you can typically earn a better interest rate than a traditional savings account. So without further ado, we're going to be diving into, again, the best CD accounts for you to get started with today. And if you do want to check out any of the companies mentioned here in today's video, there will be links linked down below in the video description where you can check out any of the companies mentioned here in today's video down below at the links in the video description. Again, some of which are affiliate links, which can be a great way to help out and support the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into things. Now, first things first, I want to take you over here to this page done in collaboration with money.com, and we put together the list of the best CDs. Now, this page is current and up to date, so no matter when you're watching this video, this page here will be up to date with the best and top CD accounts for you to open. Again, this link will be available at the top of the video description. That's brendanvalesky.com/best CDs, and that will take you right over to this page here where you can find the best certificate of deposit accounts. Again, no matter when you're watching this video, this page will be up to date as well, and it is specific to your zip code as well, so you can make sure that these accounts are able to be opened in your state or area or wherever you're located. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the list. Now, taking a look here at our number one spot here we have is Discover. Now, Discover is primarily known for their credit cards, but they do actually offer other personal banking products as well, and as for example, their CD accounts. So Discover does have CDs. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, the interest rates also may vary. Now, depending on where the Federal Reserve sets the interest rates, generally influences how high or low your interest rate is going to be on your CD account. So when you're watching this video, these CD accounts may have different interest rates, but again, these are some of the best companies for CDs. So they will have competitive interest rates compared to many other banks that offer CDs as well. So do keep that in mind. You know, the exact interest rate you're seeing may look different depending on the day, honestly, even that you're watching this video. So again, check out the links in the video description to get the latest, most up-to-date interest rates. Again, as the Federal Reserve may be raising or lowering interest rates, that may influence and cause the fluctuations as well. Now, one other thing to keep in mind with CDs before we dive into more specifics about Discover as well as some of the other companies later in this list is that, again, CDs are a safe and generally more profitable investment option than traditional savings accounts. As you can see here, we compiled a list of the best financial institutions and their CD offerings. Now, with a CD as well, it's important to understand they have a lock-in period. So they have different term ranges that your money is then set and locked where you're able to secure that interest rate. That's why they call it a more safe and generally more profitable investment, is because that money is then locked up inside the CD account. It operates very similarly to a savings account. However, instead, they're able to give you a higher interest rate because they lock the money in there for certain term ranges. We'll get into the specific term ranges a little bit later in this video as far as what that may look like within different financial institutions, because they all vary depending on what kind of lockup periods that they have. As you can see here with Discover, they have different term ranges from 3 months up to even as long as 10 years. The average term is the 9-month term, and they have no minimum deposit required. If we take a look at Discover's website now, currently it is set at 4% as the interest rate that you're able to get. Now, again, lock-in guaranteed returns with up to 4% APY for 12 months. And as you can see here, the interest rates do vary depending on the term length. So depending on the term length, like, honestly, in my opinion, it's not really worth going for these longer term lengths because you could just get a regular savings account. If you do want to check those out, I have links on the channel here as well to some of the best savings accounts as well. Or with Discover, the 12-month term at 4%, that's actually not half bad, because the thing is, right now, as I'm making today's video, a lot of savings accounts can get you that 3.5. So it's really not necessarily worth it, at least with Discover, going for the longer month terms on their CD accounts. You can see even on the 3-year, 4-year, all the way up, it's like, what's the point of that, right? There's really no reason. You're better off just locking in maybe the 12-month term at that 4% APY. Hey, not half bad, especially given the fact that the Federal Reserve may actually lower interest rates and then causing the banks to lower their interest rates as well. So it could be a good idea. What are the benefits of a CD? You're able to lock in the guaranteed rates. Again, once your CD is open, your interest rate is locked in within the specific CD term that you choose. Again, hands off on purpose. So you pick the term, you make your deposit deposit, and you don't have to worry about anything, right? You don't have to worry about the interest rate fluctuating. You're locking in that interest rate. You're guaranteeing, that earning potential and that return that you're essentially able to get. And as you can see here, you can even create a CD ladder to build on earnings as your accounts mature. So that's something else that you can build up with these. So again, as you can see here, with a 12-month CD term at 4% APY, the earned interest would be $999 if you had an initial deposit of $25K in a 12-month CD at 4% interest. So, compared to like Bank of America, Citi, US Bank, or other banks, you can compare the overall earnings rate over the long period. Again, there's no fees as well, no fees, no minimum account deposit either. So that's one of the other benefits here within Discover. And if you do need your money early in case anything does happen, they do all certificate of deposit accounts have a penalty to withdraw before the maturity date. And the overall, the early withdrawal penalty depends on the length of the CD. So do keep that in mind. Again, there are specific details here depending on if you do need the money early. Again, this is all FDIC insured as well. So just bear that in mind too. When you're making deposits, you are setting up that long-term growth and you are locking the money, but you can still, pay a penalty, worst case scenario. Moving along, next in this list we have is Alliant. Now, Alliant also offers 4% APY with Alliant CDs. They do have a minimum deposit required, however, of $1,000. The term is 12 months, and they have different term ranges from 3 months to 5 years. If we take a look at Alliant, and as you can see on their website, they actually say up to 4.1%, so you can get that extra 0.1 with Alliant at the moment. And they do have some higher options. If you do have more money to put in the account, they can get you some better terms depending on how much money you're actually going to be depositing. And then as you can see here, 12 months is the 4%. So very similar here again with Alliant. So they have different terms and different rates. If you do have a higher, more like jumbo range, they might be able to give you a better interest rate. But it is pretty clean cut and simple here again with Alliant. Now they are a credit union, which does set them apart a little bit from Discover. So just if you're more interested in credit unions, Alliant might be a good option for you. Moving along, next in this list we have is Barclays. Now, Barclays does offer 4.1% currently with the Barclays CD account. The term is 12 months, and they do also have 3.8% for a 6-month term and no minimum deposit required with ranges from 3 months to 5 years. If we take a look at Barclays, as you can see, 4% APY for the 12-month CD, and they offer the online CDs. Now, Barclays is also known for their investment accounts, their savings accounts as well. They do have a tiered savings account, which is pretty nice. But in terms of their interest rates with their CD accounts, as you can see here, they are as follows with the 3.8 at the 6-month CD. Honestly, once you go beyond that 12-month, it kind of isn't really worth it too much anymore. So really that 12-month period seems to kind of be the sweet spot that there are a lot of these banks are offering currently. And even honestly, the 6-month is not too bad at 3.8 APY and a 3.73% interest rate. It's really not too bad, especially considering that a lot of savings accounts are maybe at that 3.5, 3.6 range. So that little extra percentage might make a difference for you. And you can check out their online calculator too to see how much your savings can add up as well. Moving along, next in this list we also have is CIT Bank. Now, CIT Bank is also known for their savings accounts. They do have CD rates, and you can earn a 3.5% APY with CIT's no penalty CD. Again, it is a no penalty CD, so you can take the money out. They do have a term of 11 months, and the minimum deposit required is $1,000. And this is the CD term range of 6 months to 5 years. We take a look here. They have a no penalty CD. The fact that they don't have a penalty, which is pretty nice. However, you are going to be paying for that with a lower overall interest rate of just 3.5%. It kind of is more similar or akin to a savings account at that point when it is a no penalty CD. But if you're looking for that, hey, then maybe that's worth it for you. You can at least lock in that rate for 11 months. So that's sort of one of the benefits here. With a regular savings account, you're not getting any kind of lock-in rate. At least with the no penalty CD, you're still getting a lock-in rate of the 11-month period. So you know that at least you're getting 3.5% for 11 months, especially if the Federal Reserve decides to lower their interest rates quite a lot. most banks aren't going to be offering that. So at least you can kind of lock that in while it's at least available at the moment. And again, you're able to build an emergency fund. You're able to lock the rate, but again, as they say here, keep the key, because you're able to, again, it's a no penalty account. So for at least for that 11 months, it is pretty nice. Now they do have a $1,000 minimum deposit to open the account, and is also FDIC insured with CIT Bank. Again, that's CIT Bank. And moving along, next in this list we have is Bread Savings. So as you can see here, with Bread Savings, you earn 4% with Bread CD. They have a term of 12 months and a minimum deposit required of $1,500, 3 months to 1 year on the terms. And actually on their website, they do offer up to 4.4%, and that is their highest rate 6-month CD. Again, depending on with a competitive rate that can secure route to higher returns. Again, we'll get into that in just a second here. They are also FDIC insured as well. Again, this is Bread Savings, Bread Financial. They have their Bread CD, and they're able to offer a variety of different ranges. They have the 6-month CD, a 1-year CD, 3-month and 9-month, honestly, are pretty competitive rates in my opinion. The maximum is $1 million per account, and the minimum opening deposit is $1,500. So you do need $1,500 to open the account here. In terms of all the CDs they offer, they do also have other term ranges, which may not necessarily be as good for you. But if you do want different term ranges, maybe you want 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, if you can just want to lock in that 4%. That's fine for you, then cool, go with that if you're interested in that. But the 4.4 is actually a pretty attractive offer in my opinion, which is pretty cool. They also have an app where you can track things on the go. Pretty much most companies have that, honestly, in this day and age, right? But you're able to get that 4.4 at the 6-month, which is pretty cool, and even the 4% at 1 year, or the 3 and the 9-month at 3.8% is pretty nice. Bread also does offer business accounts. They have credit cards and loans as well, and other savings accounts. So they are a decent institution to maybe get set up with an account there, because you can also, not just use them for necessarily just the CD, but they also have more of a variety of different other types of accounts that might be useful for you as well as far as your overall financial needs. Their app is pretty sleek in general as well. Moving on, next in this list we have, and last but not least, is Valley Direct. So this is by Valley Bank, and you're able to get 4% APY with Valley CD. The term is 12 months and a minimum opening deposit of $500. As you can see here, now sometimes, and depending on when you're watching this video, they can have rates as high as 4.3%. And that is funding. Now, to get the 4.3%, you do have to fund with at least $25K. That is the minimum deposit required to open at the 4.3%. Otherwise, you will be getting the 3.9%, which is not too bad. Honestly, 4.3 though, if you do have 25K to input in the account, 4.3 is pretty good. Again, it is only for 3 months, but hey, if you're not necessarily gonna need the money for 3 months, not too shabby, and you can do up to 500K online. You can fund it that way. It is a 3-month fixed term. They do also have the 12-month at 3.9, which also is not too bad either. And that's the one with the $500 minimum deposit. Again, locking in 12 months at 3.9, not too bad. I know a lot of the other accounts have 4%. So it's up to you as far as what you want to do. They do also have an initial deposit calculator, so you can see the overall balance over time, from the start to the end. If you had $1,000 and you did a 12-month term at 4%, that would reach $1,040. So an extra free $40 just for locking that money away. Not too bad. 4% does tend to beat inflation typically. So not too bad, not too bad. And they do also have, of course, FDIC insurance on the account. They do also offer high yield savings accounts as well. But again, focusing here on their CD accounts, this is their online certificate of deposit with their Valley Direct, brought to you by Valley Bank. They also offer high yield savings, like I mentioned. And Valley Bank in general does have a lot of different banking products. This is from their Valley Direct product, so it is a pretty much focused on their CDs and savings accounts. So it could be a good option for you. Again, maybe play around with their calculator. If you have at least 25K, this is a pretty competitive offer at the 4.3. If you're just at the 3.9 for 12 months, maybe look elsewhere, but $500 minimum deposit isn't too bad. And you could use Valley Bank as well for a lot of their other banking services beyond just like a CD or a savings account. So guys, I hope you found this video roundup helpful on some of the best CD accounts for you to get started with today. Again, if you do want to check out this page done in partnership with money.com, that is available at the first link down below in the video description. That's BrentValesky.com/best CDs. Again, if you do want to check out any of the other companies mentioned here in today's video as well, there will be links to them linked down below in the video description. Guys, if you found this video helpful or enjoyed it, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.